Salesforce leads, accounts, contact, opportunities. 4 objects, and if you mix up even one of them, your entire sales process falls apart. Because bad data creeps in, deals slip through the cracks, and nobody believes the forecast anymore. So today I'm going to walk you through each one step by step so you know exactly what goes where and why it matters for the bottom line of your business. And here's what I see constantly, which teams get their Salesforce objects dialed in, their pipeline looks clean, opportunities are being tracked, but their emails just don't convert enough leads. And when we run an audit to see what's going on, it almost always comes back to the same thing, which is most of their emails aren't even going to inbox, but they're landing in spam or promotion. And the problem here is you can't even see your delivery rate in Salesforce because Salesforce doesn't want you to see to keep its business with you. So to find your email delivery rate and learn how you can get it to the highest for free, you want to book yourself a free deliverability call using the link in the description below so that your marketing efforts are increasing sales, not spam. All right, let's start with the foundation, accounts, and contacts. These 2 objects make your core database in Salesforce. This is where your most valuable long-term data lives. So you want it to be clean and as accurate as possible. An account is a company or an organization. It could be a customer, a partner you collaborate with, or even a vendor you buy from. The account record represents that entity at that company level. Now within each account, you have contacts. Contacts are the individual people who belong to that organization. So if one of your customers is a marketing agency, the agency itself is the account. The people you actually talk to at that agency, your day-to-day points of contacts, those are your contacts record sitting underneath that account. Same logic applies across the board. A PR firm you work with, the firm is the account. Each person in that firm is a contact. A partner company, account, the people there, contacts, you get the point. The big takeaway here is that accounts and contacts are your permanent high quality records. You want this data to be pristine because it is the backbone of everything else you do in Salesforce. Reporting, automation, pipeline management, all of it. So that naturally raises the question, if accounts and contacts are my core database, what exactly is a lead? You see, a lead is a preliminary record. Think of it as a holding area. It has some information about a person and maybe a little bit about their company, but you haven't validated it yet. You don't know if this person is a real prospect or just noise. And this is exactly why the lead object exists. When someone fills out a form on your website, that data comes in through what Salesforce calls a web to lead form. That data goes straight into a lead record, not into your accounts and contacts. And that is by design. Think about it. You wouldn't want some random form submission automatically creating contact in your core database. It could be a bot. It could be someone who has zero fit for your business. It could be completely junk data. The lead object gives you a buffer zone where you can review, qualify, and validate before anything touches your clean database. So once you've done that work, you have gotten the person on the phone, confirmed they're legitimate, and determined there's a real business fit, you convert the lead. And when you convert a lead in Salesforce, it creates an account and a contact for you automatically. And if the lead turns out to be a dead end, wrong fit, bad data, whatever the reason is, you simply disqualify it. Mark it as unqualified and move on. Either way, your core database stays clean. And this is the moment I really want you to really let it sink in. Because if you skip the lead qualification step and dump every form filled straight into your contacts, you're polluting the exact data your sales teams relies to close deals. Dirty data means bad reports, which means bad decisions, which means lost revenue. The lead object exists to protect your bottom line. All right, now let's talk about opportunities. When you convert a lead, you also have the option of creating an opportunity at the same time. But what is an opportunity? An opportunity is how you track a potential deal, a specific piece of revenue that could come into your business. Every opportunity is tied to an account, and you can also associate it with a specific contacts. And here's a key thing to understand, which is a single account can have multiple opportunities. And that makes sense when you think about it, because maybe you close an initial deal with a customer, but then 6 months later, there's an upsell, or maybe there's a renewal coming up. Each of those is its own opportunity with its own dollar amount, its own close date, and its own stage in your pipeline. And opportunities are typically time specific. They represent a deal that are either going to close or it's not. And you're tracking that journey through your sales stages. Accounts and contacts, on the other hand, are your long-term records. They persist regardless of whether a deal is active. Now, if you're feeling a bit lost with how all these objects connect, especially once you start layering in automation, assignment rules, and reporting, don't worry. Just book yourself a free call using the same link in the description below so I can be able to walk you through it to make sure that your Salesforce is set up for success. So let me bring it all together so this really clicks for you. Accounts and contacts, this is your core permanent database. Accounts are companies or organizations. Contacts are the individual people at those companies. You want this data to be the highest quality possible because everything in Salesforce flows from it. Leads, these are transitional records. They exist to protect your core database. A lead will either convert into an account and a contact when it's qualified or get disqualified and close out. The lead object is your gatekeeper. Opportunities, these track your potential revenue. They're tied to accounts and can be related to contacts, and you can have multiple opportunities per accounts to capture initial deals, upsells, renewals, and everything in between. Now, here's the thing that nobody talks about, which is you can have the cleanest Salesforce database on the planet with your leads and your opportunities tracked perfectly. And if those emails to your leads are going to end up in their spam, they're going to stay as leads and never convert as business. So if you haven't booked yourself a free call using the link in the description below to find out what percentage of your emails are going to inbox or spam, this is how you can find out for free, which is you want to go to emomob.com and you want to click on free rules to then click on free deliverability tests. Now, once you're in, you want to copy these email addresses and you want to go to your Gmail or Outlook to send a test email from your company's domain. Then you want to click on check email deliverability. If your score is 85% or above, you're all good. You don't need to worry about anything. But if it's anything lower, that means you have a DLT issue. That means most of your emails will end up in spam, which is not where you want to be. But don't worry, just book yourself a free consultation using the link in the description below so I can walk you through exactly what you need to do to get your score to the highest so that your emails are increasing sales, not spam. And if you enjoyed the video, then you want to hit the like button and subscribe so I can make more videos for you so that you can make the best of Salesforce for your business to maximize its growth.